Joy Boy is the most relevant figure in the Void Century who played an important role in the history of Fishman Island and left behind something of unimaginable value on the last island of the Grand Line. Most likely he was the first character who reached the Laugh Tale, and he kinda created the biggest treasure, the One Piece. Based on the historical recordings, Joy Boy left behind the poneglyphs. It was believed that Joy Boy would return around 800 years after the Void Century. After Monkey D. Luffy awakened his mythical Zoan-type devil fruit, the Hito no Mi model Nika, and his heartbeat took on the sound of the drums of liberation, Zunesha stated that Joy Boy had returned. We know everything about the future Pirate King Luffy and his crew. We also know a lot about Gold D. Roger and the Roger Pirates, but we know nearly nothing about Joy Boy's crew, so in this video I will show you the possible crewmates of the legendary Joy Boy. Let's start. At some point, Joy Boy became a comrade of Zunesha, so we know that Joy Boy had a crew or a team. Zunesha is an elephant that was affiliated with Joy Boy 800 years ago. It now wanders through the New World and carries the island of Zhao on its back, as punishment for an unspecified crime it committed in the past. Zunesha seems to be kind because it cares greatly about the Mink tribe. We don't know why Zunesha is punished, but I think I have an idea who the Punisher can be. We will talk about it soon. I believe Joy Boy's other crew member is Kazuki Toki. Kazuki Toki was the wife of Kozuki Oden and the mother of Momonosuke and Hiyori. She was born around 830 years before the present day. By the time she was 26 years old, she jumped forward in time with her devil fruit ability and arrived to 30 years before the present, where she met Oden and stayed with him for 10 years, until she was killed during the deconstruction of Oden Castle. Amatsuki Toki would use her abilities to head to future Wano in search of the day of Joy Boy's return. Most likely, Toki and Joy Boy knew each other, and I believe she was Joy Boy's crewmate, and after his death, Toki started to look for new Joy Boy in the future to achieve what Joy Boy could not. The original Joy Boy left messages regarding his return 800 years later. One of those messages was to Fishman Island and to Poseidon, apologizing for breaking his promise and promising that someone would fulfill it in the future. Another message was left at the unnamed island, claiming that he would return in 800 years' time. We know that poneglyphs were made in Wano, so Joy Boy had some connections with the Wano people as far as he left his messages on poneglyphs. Toki is from Wano as well, so there is a high chance that they were crew members. As I already said, during the Void Century, the residents of Fishman Island made a promise to Joy Boy. He attempted to raise Noah with Poseidon's aid, but he broke his promise to Fishman Island due to an unknown reason. I believe he was betrayed. I think Im-sama is the one who betrayed Joy Boy, and Im is the reason why Joy Boy could not keep his promise. Im is the king of the world and holder of the empty throne, bearing the highest sovereignty with the world government that even the 5 elders bow down to. However, Im's existence is kept a secret within the government and from the rest of the world. The full scope of Im's abilities are unknown, but most likely Im is the greatest known authority within the world government. Im appears to have control over an immensely powerful ability or weapon, which enables the complete annihilation of entire islands within seconds. This weapon manifests in the sky, shrouded by clouds, and rains down 16 beams of energy resembling lightning or lasers that engulf their target in a massive explosion and leaves nothing in its wake. This was used to destroy the Leloucha Kingdom and was able to be readied and fired within seconds. There is a high possibility that it was an ancient weapon, but it is not confirmed yet. Im can also erase people and centuries from history. We don't know how he got this power, but I don't think it's just a devil fruit or Im was born so powerful. I believe Im-sama betrayed Joy Boy and punished Zunesha. It is really interesting that Zunesha and Im have the same eyes. We can't say if it's some kind of hypnosis or curse, but I believe these eyes foreshadow the fact that Im-sama is the one who punished Zunesha 800 years ago. Most likely Zunesha sacrificed himself and helped Joy Boy. Joy Boy was unstoppable. He reached the final island and left the biggest treasure, but he could not keep the promise, so he was stopped, and I don't think it was the enemy. I believe we will get some Jesus and Judas reference in this story. Judas Iscariot was a disciple and one of the original 12 apostles of Jesus Christ. According to all 4 canonical gospels, Judas betrayed Jesus to the Sanhedrin in the Garden of Gethsemane by kissing him on the cheek and addressing him as Master to reveal his identity in the darkness to the crowd who had come to arrest him. His name name is often used synonymously with betrayal or treason. There is a high chance that the Straw Hats will have 12 members at the end of One Piece. Maybe Joy Boy had 12 crew members as well, and one of them, Im, one of the closest crewmates, chose to betray his friend for power. This is why Im is so powerful and is still living after 800 plus years. I am sure many of you will disagree, so write your opinions down in the comments. For now, we have 4 crew members: Joy Boy, Zunesha, Toki, and Im. Let's continue. The most important event during the Void Century has to be the Great War. It ended around 722 years ago with the fall of Shandora. Probably Joy Boy traveled the world, so he had to visit a lot of islands and kingdoms. There were a few known kingdoms and races from that time: the Tontada Kingdom, Lunarians, Wano Country, and more. We already talked about Toki from Wano. I believe Joy Boy had at least one Lunarian in his crew. Lunarians were very important for that time. The Lunarians used to live on the Red Line and were seen as gods long before Mary Joey's existed. However, during the Void Century, they were hunted down, and after the Void Century, only one is known to still be alive. Why and how they were overthrown or their role in the Void Century remains unknown, but we can say that Im-sama is the reason for this change. Everything was perfect during the Void Century. According to Vegapunk, there was once a highly advanced civilization 900 years ago, and it seems that everyone lived happily, and Im-sama was not the king for that time. But after Joy Boy's death, the Great Kingdom was destroyed, Lunarians were hunted, and we can see how cruel celestial dragons are now. So, to put it simply, Im was not so powerful before Joy Boy, and they got all the power after Joy Boy died, and everything became worse. There are only 2 possibilities. Im was evil from the start and became stronger and more powerful than Joy Boy, defeated him and became the king of the world, or Im just betrayed Joy Boy and stole everything. Which is more likely? I don't think Oda will show us the evil character defeating the kind one, so I think Im actually betrayed Joy Boy. It seems that Joy Boy was friends with Poseidon as well. Poseidon was a mermaid that had the power to talk to sea kings, enormous sea creatures capable of mass destruction. Despite having the ability to talk to sea creatures, no other merfolk are able to communicate with sea kings. A mermaid princess with this ability is born into the royal family of the Ryukyu Kingdom once every several centuries. The previous holder of the Poseidon power was a mermaid princess who lived during the Void Century. She knew Joy Boy, and maybe she was his crew member as well. Probably Im could not steal this power as well because only a living mermaid princess can use it. I have some theories about other Joy Boy crew members as well, but that's it for today. Like this video for part 2. Bye.